my name is Kirsten Smith. I'm here to do a video tutorial on the Socrative website by Mastery Connect. It's a site used by educators to create formative assessments for their students, and it's an easier way of doing it online, something they can use in the classroom with their tablets, phones, or computers that you can easily display on a projector, or if you have a smart board in the classroom. It's free, so as you can see right here, it says get a free account, and that's what you would do if you've never visited this site before. I have already created an account, and so I would go to teacher login, or I could easily go to t.socrative.com, and right here is the student login, or they could easily go to m.socrative.com and it would take them straight to the login page instead of to their home web page. So I'm going to go here to teacher login, and I'm going to put in my email address. Make sure you're using a address that you have easy access to, because they send a lot of information, reports that you want sent to your email, they send it there. And the first thing that comes up is your dashboard, and your dashboard will display 4 options: start a quiz, quick question, space race, and exit ticket. At the very top of the page you will see room, and beside it will be your room name. Mine was assigned to me WHJBW7AMP, and if I had a class, which I don't, I would tell my class to put that in to their page, so once they log in, it'll ask them what room they are in, and they would put in that. I would just have to tell them. But I don't have a class, and as you can see here, it tells you that I don't have anyone in my class right now. So make sure that if you want to check to see if all your students are in the right place, you need to check right here, and it'll tell you a number, so how many people are in your class. So the first thing that we're going to do is manage quizzes, but really quickly I want to look at settings. You can clear your room, which means it'll get rid of all the students that signed up for that class. I'm not quite sure why you would use that, but maybe it would be helpful. You can go to my profile and change your settings. Help, which could help you if you need help, and of course log out. So first we're going to go to manage quizzes, and the first thing you would do if you've never used this before is create a quiz, unless you know someone already using Socrative, a teacher, and they have already created a quiz, and then you could import one of their quizzes, which is one of the great things about this site. But we're going to go to create a quiz first, and you can type in the name of a quiz that you want. So we can do American history. I can choose to share the quiz with other teachers, and it assigned this quiz an SOC number, which I can share with other teachers. So I would simply copy this and send it to a teacher, and they can put that number into their import quiz, into an import quiz file, and it would pull up the quiz and put it into their list of quizzes. You can also add a tag to your quiz, and if your quiz is based on the Common Core standards, you could use this tag. You can use other tags such as history, world history, mathematics, grade 8 or 9. It's up to you. It'll just help teachers find quizzes that they could possibly use for their class. And then it gives you the option of creating your quiz by using a multiple choice question, true or false or short answer. You can have all 3 in your quiz. It's up to you. So if we were to do a multiple choice, if we wanted to add a multiple choice question to our quiz, this would show up, and as you can see, you can put in a photo here. So if I were to click that, I could import a picture from from my computer. And the question I want to ask is, something easy, who was the first president of the United States? And I could put in I really hope that's how you spell Einstein. And I could put in however many answers I wanted. So as you can see, they give you A through E, but if I wanted to add another one, it could be A through F. It's up to you. So I don't want there to be 5 because I think that's too hard. It's too hard of a question for them to answer. So I got rid of E. I could also get rid of D or any of these and just leave it with 3, or I could also add another one and another one. It's up to me. So now I'm going to click which one is the correct answer. It's obviously George Washington. It'll highlight it green, and I can add an explanation. I'm not going to add an explanation, but if I did, I could set up an option where once the students see it, or once the students take the quiz, they can actually see the explanation once they put in their answer. Or they could see the explanation at the end of their quiz. It's just up to you and how you decide to have your quizzes set up. So now, after that, I'm going to save this quiz or this question, and it'll give me the option to delete it if I think that it's not good enough. I can move it up or down. So if I had another question and I wanted this to be number 2 or number 3, I can move that to question number 3. And I could also duplicate it. So if I duplicated it, it would put the question on the quiz again. I don't know why you would do that, but the option is there. I don't want to, so I'm going to delete this, and I am positive. So I'm going to add a question. Let's make it true or false. And the true or false question is going to be, is it hard to be a president? Okay, this is not something you would really want to ask, but for the sake of time, and let's make sure our grammar is somewhat correct. So I would say true, and I could put in an explanation, but I'm not for the sake of time. And just like as question number 1, you need to save it, and if you needed to edit it, found that there was something wrong with this question, you can. And short answer. So the short answer is kind of cool because you can not only add pictures and have you put in your question, but you have the option of adding a correct answer. So say your short answer has your short answer is 1 word. You could put in that word, or if there are multiple answers, you can put in multiple words that they could possibly use as their answer, and it would check to see if that was correct, and it's not case sensitive. So if you put in a word and you put it in lowercase, if they put it in uppercase, it wouldn't be a big deal. So that's really helpful, and I'm going to delete this, and I'm just going to have a 2-question quiz. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to go up to the top and hit save and exit. The quiz is saved, and if I wanted to find that quiz later, so then I could give them the quiz, I would go to manage quizzes and to my quizzes, where I have already created other quizzes, so 4 now, and this is the one I just created. This is in my recent, so if I had 50 quizzes that I've created, I could find the first or the last 5 that I created recently, and all would show all 50 of them, which is helpful. We're going to go back to manage quizzes. This is where you would go if you wanted to import your quiz. So if you have an SOC number from a teacher, from another teacher's quiz, you could easily put that in and import their quiz into your list of quizzes. You can also change their quizzes, edit them however you want, and it won't change what they see on their quiz, just what you see. You can also import a Socrative quiz from an Excel file. We're going to go back to manage quizzes, and you can go to reports. So I really don't have any reports because I don't have a real class, so I've never had anyone take my quizzes. But if I did, their reports or their scores would show up here, and I could easily access all of them. I could print them off on a PDF. I could send them to my email. I think the printing them off option is really interesting because it's kind of like you created a quiz on a Word document or something, and you could also pass out that quiz in class with the scores already on there, which is nice if you want to hand back some scores. Let's go back to dashboard now. So if you already have your quiz created, you would go to start quiz, quick and easy, and all of them are there. But we're not. We're going to go to quick question, which is another cool option that this website offers. And pretty much what you can do is whenever you're in class and you think, oh, I want to ask this question to all of my students, and I want to have it, I want to have it somewhere so I can see, what they're thinking, what's going on. You can just right in the middle of class, and it says I have an activity in progress, and I do want to start a new one. If I would already have had a quick question, already have formed one earlier that day, but I haven't. But you would come here and you can easily just really quickly ask them a question, and right here it would show how many of your students have answered, and what you would see is the percentage of the percentage of how the correct answers or wrong answers, or the percentage of how many kids picked A or B or C. You can make another question really quickly. If you're like, oh, that question wasn't good enough, I can come here and create another one. I can choose multiple choice, true or false, or short answer. So that's really nice. We're going to go back to manage quizzes, or not manage quizzes, but to dashboard, and go to space race. And space race is cool because it makes it, it's still a formative assessment without, the quiz feel or the quiz look. It looks like a game. So I can select any of the quizzes that I already have, say the American history quiz. It can put your class into groups and teams, so you don't have to do it yourself. It will already do that. And if I want my class to be into groups of 3 or 4, you can do that as well. It can auto assign, like I just said, you can auto assign the teams, or you can do you can select the teams. It'll show rockets, bears, bicycles, bees, and pretty much all that means is that it'll show the team's progress. So on your board, or on your smart board, or on your projector, it would show the progress of the teams, and it would kind of be a race. So it would show team 1, and they would be the bears or whatever, and they would be almost done with their quiz with such a score. So it would pretty much be a race. So that could be one way to have fun with it. And right here it says start. And let's go back to dashboard and quickly go over the exit ticket. And the exit ticket quiz is really simple as well. It's kind of similar to the quick question, except you get to kind of do it towards the, not only just towards the end of class, but it'll show it can show names. You can put in a question that is relevant to the material you covered, and Or a question